please, just I want you all to close your eyes for a second.
Okay.
Here's the funny thing: I can see both of you, and your eyes are both open. Joseph,
My eyes are not open.
Chris's are closed. Imagine this: you're sitting on your couch playing your Switch, and you're just like, "Hey, Pikachu," and "Hey, you Pikachu's playing on that." How dope would that be? Because you don't even need the mic attachment because it already has a microphone on it. It's like, can you imagine? Oh God, Pikachu, go over to that bush. Pikachu!
Pikachu, fight Mewtwo.
Pikachu!
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us here on another steaming hot edition of Cup of Joe's, episode 64, which is going to be very important. You'll soon find out. I'm your host, Joe Brown, joined by my best friend, Joe Perrian. And Joe, we have an absolutely special guest. But first, I would like to confirm our previous conversation before we get to our guest, Joe. I agree. It is a taco. The sandwich taco thing, I had it. I had Taco Bell for dinner today, and I absolutely agree that it is a taco.
You got the? Did you get the box or just the chicken taco thing?
I got the box, but it was to go, so I didn't actually get a box. You know what I mean? They got put in a bag.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's
so
fine.
Anyway, now that matter has been settled, let's get on to the important things and introduce our good friend, our special guest, Chris Schnabel, who is a friend of the podcast, has been on the show before. Chris, we would like to say, hello and welcome for anyone listening to Chris Schnabel is going to be joining the Leaf Bracer crew, going to be providing different content, helping out on social, uploading his own podcasts and videos and things like that, joining the group, building up Leaf Bracer together. So Chris Schnabel, my friend, how are you and welcome?
Hey, Joe. Joe's, I should say. Both of you. How are you doing? Thank you for having me. And thank you for letting me into the family.
When you hear your family, and you're gonna be swimming with the fishes real soon.
Wow.
Wow.
Because me and Joseph are already down there swimming with the fishes, so you got to get down here with us.
Right? You got to come down to our level.
Yeah, you've definitely listened to the podcast before. Me and Joe Brown are definitely down there. It's just like
I've definitely listened to podcasts before. I have listened to every single one. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah,
huge fan, guys.
That makes at least one of us.
Yeah, Chris is our
one
best.
One of us that's a huge fan. You guys aren't fans of your own show.
No, I'm saying listen to every single one of the episodes.
Yeah,
you listen to it live better than anyone else can do.
Chris is our best and only fan at this point.
For real.
But hopefully, with bringing Chris onto the crew, that'll increase and we get more. More
decrease, because there's at least one episode I won't be listening to.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Okay, so I mentioned at the beginning that this is an important episode. This is episode 64, and there's going to be for two reasons. Later on, we're going to have a fun little exercise talking about Nintendo 64 games, and we're actually going to be drafting an N64 library against each other and determine who has drafted the best N64 games, and it's gonna be fun. We'll get to that later though. But the other reason N64 is special here is because we are going to be talking about the Nintendo Direct that happened earlier this week, and the big news. And, we can go around one by one and say our favorite thing from the Direct, but I'll go first. My favorite thing was the announcement that Nintendo Switch Online is going to be getting an upgrade, and in the new NSO service, we will have N64 games, and they showed some off, and hopefully down the line there's going to be even more cool games. But for me, that was my most exciting thing from the 40-minute Direct, was that finally we have N64 Virtual Console on the Switch. So I'll toss it over to Joe here as we'll go through a bunch of different announcements that happened during the Direct. What was your favorite moment from the Direct?
My favorite moment. Well, I wanted my favorite moment to be more information about the Breath of the Wild 2. That supposedly coming out, but that never came. So my runner-up moment in the direct might have to be that they talked about the Super Mario movie. That might have to be my favorite moment of the direct.
I think that's a lot of people's. I don't know if favorite's the right word, but the most eye-catching moment of the direct for sure.
But I'm kind of excited for Disco Elysium to be the director's cut to be on the Switch, because I really want to finish playing that game on the PC. But that's a game like you have to play when you're not talking to anybody. Because if you play that game while talking to someone, you have no idea what's going on because you have to read so much in that game.
Before we move on, can we go back to the movie? My favorite part of the movie announcement is, what is it, Charles Manuel, I think it is, the original voice actor for Mario, is in the movie, but is none of the Mario characters. The original actor is still around. He's making a cameo as, you know, he's literally every character in that movie, but he's not a big enough name, so he'll be in there somewhere.
Yeah, I can't believe the actual Mario is getting wally-pipped by Chris Pratt having his career taken over. Anyone doesn't know, just look up Wally-Pip. It's a pretty important moment in sports history. Anyway, continue, Joe.
I was gonna say, before we get to Chris's moment of the direct, the main question that I have, and the main question I will ask you two, is Chris Pratt gonna put on an accent for Mario or no accent for Mario?
It's a great question.
We're gonna get, it's a Mario, I'm Chris Pratt, or is it gonna be, I'm Chris Pratt and I'm Mario, what's up?
Hey, Pete, what's up?
Listen, it's a great question. I don't know the answer, and quite frankly, I don't know what answer I want it to be. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I want him to be like fake Italian and it would sound really bad and funny, or if I just want him to be Chris Pratt and Mario doesn't talk like the Italian plumber we all know and love. Like, I don't know if there's a good choice either way.
No, it's like if you close your eyes and you picture Mario and then think of any line Chris Pratt has said in anything he's done. You could take the big movies like, you know, Jurassic World or Guardians of the Galaxy. You could take from when he was on Parks and Rec. Just any line and picture Mario. You can't. It doesn't fit.
It doesn't work.
Doesn't fit. It's a square in a circled space. It just doesn't fit. It's so weird, but it's elimination, so makes sense.
I feel like a Tony Soprano line would fit better in the Mario, in the like voice of Mario, than Chris Pratt. Like,
but will we get a where's Peach, who's Peach, why's Peach? That would be great. That'd be a great one.
Listen, I just like,
oh my God.
Obviously we still don't know. We just got the cast revealed and we haven't seen footage, but like, I want to see the direction, because remember, you know, even though Joe and I were into Detective Pikachu off the jump, other people, it took them a while to get around to it. The Sonic the Hedgehog, people were scared at first of it. Like, a lot of the recent video game movies, people have been very hesitant to get behind. So like, I have to wait and see the actual premise of this thing. Like, is it like what I'm imagining? If I was a producer in Hollywood or something, like, I would make it that you start off in the Mushroom Kingdom, you know, doing your fun little games or whatever, and you have the main voice of Mario doing his yahaws and, you know, all the stuff. And then he gets, like, transported to the real world. And then that's why he talks like Chris Pratt. That's what I would think. That
makes so much more sense. I don't know if it's going to go like that, but there's definitely going to be big crossovers, because there's a lot of Donkey Kong in there, too, obviously. Donkey Kong himself is in there. I think Cranky Kong was in there. I think it was Fred Armisen.
Yeah, Cranky Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's going to be like a good Donkey Kong crossover. I know obviously Donkey Kong's in a lot of Mario games, but when you actually talk about, like, those are like the Mario sports games, you see Donkey Kong. When you talk actual Mario games, you don't really see Donkey Kong in there, except for like the first one ever. Right. Like, and it wasn't a Mario game, it was Donkey Kong. So there's definitely going to be a crossover of some sort, but I agree with you. Like, if they went to like the real world, or like, how funny would it be if it started animated because the real world's just Chris Pratt dressed as Mario. Like, wow.
Yeah. It's like, it's like a big bait and switch because they make you think it's Illumination, it's the Minions, they make great animated movies, and like, no, it was not animated.
Great animated movies.
Hey, you leave the Minions out of this, okay? They did their job.
Well, that was the announcement, wasn't it? It was the Minions in the Mario Worlds, like
cinematic
outfits.
Universe.
Yeah, it was them in the outfits. It's like, oh yeah, makes me excited. People are hesitant because the history of video game movies is not great, but I liked the Sonic movie as well. I thought Jim Carrey was great in it, and I really liked Detective Pikachu. I really liked it. It was a really good movie. Even for a kid, I guess would you call it a kids movie or like a young whatever movie? The twist
he does say hell one time, so I don't know if it's a kid movie.
True.
He says hell.
That's true.
You do see, spoiler alert, you do see Ryan Reynolds' character almost get killed by a Greninja. So I don't know.
True.
That's true. But you can also see them make you pass out in the game, and that's was originally supposed to be for kids, at least until we grew up and we're like, yeah, we're gonna keep doing this.
Yeah. Why is it Pokemon Dark Souls yet? I'm 36 years old.
Oh my god! I saw a cartoon. It was a Trainer Red fighting like an Electabuzz or whatever, and the Electabuzz like beat all of his Pokemon. So it's like, oh, you blacked out from battle, and you lose money when you fight a Pokemon that kills you or kills your team. It like shows you like passing out, and then it shows the Electabuzz just like stealing money out of your back pocket and leaving.
I love that because what's Electabuzz gonna do with that cash too? Out on Route 27 or wherever you'd find them. Like, what's he gonna do with cash?
I don't even remember. Where do you wake up when you pass out?
Back in the Poker Center.
In the previous,
the
previous
Poker
Center you were in,
Wouldn't the money you lost be going to the Poker Center for taking you in? I don't think you lose the money. I think you pay because they brought you in, right?
Well, it depends. If you lose in a trainer battle, you lose the money to the trainer. But I guess if you lose in the wild, it would just be the hospital.
Who's paying the hospital? Your medical bills. They're really teaching you about life.
There you go. The Poké Center is just like in helicopters, is searching for people who's fucking passed out anywhere.
Just getting knocked out.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, there's another one. We'll take the money out of his pocket. $900, no problem.
How come in the Pokemon games they get a helicopter and I have to fly with my Pokemon then? What is this? What is this? Why did they get the helicopter? I feel like it'd be more efficient if I was a Pokemon master to me to have a helicopter.
Because you're a Pokemon master and you train Pokemon, so stay in your lane, bud. You're not a machine master. You're a Pokemon master.
It's a great point.
Okay, moving forward, Chris, what was your favorite part of the Nintendo
That was so long ago.
We're just gonna pass through it.
I want to know.
Forget your opinion.
I want to know.
I am a big Kirby fan.
I knew it.
If I remember, I think this was leaked already, if I remember right.
It leaked 2 hours before the presentation. So
the whole thing leaked. That's what I heard. But I heard like there were rumors that there's going to be a Kirby game for the Switch coming any day now. Basically, I mean it's been out for how many years, and there's been the Kirby like Clash games, but not any actual like Kirby game. So I'm very excited. It looks like an open world Kirby game, which is fantastic. Like it gives me a lot of the like old N64 one, and very excited for it. Very, very excited. I'm also excited for Splatoon 3 though. I'm a big Splatoon fan. I'm one of those people that really like Splatoon. So Splatoon 3 is going to be really good. Not only because it's a new Splatoon, but because it'll bring the community back that kind of died out because Splatoon 2 is one of the first games to come out for the Switch. So the community kind of died. So they'll kind of bring the community back out when the new game comes out.
Yeah, Schnabel has forced me to play in more Splatfests than I've wanted to.
It's fun. We had a good time.
It is fun.
We had a good time.
Never forget Lawnmower 2, the MVP.
Lawnmower 2 and the MVP. The best part about Joe and I playing Splatoon is making fun of the people we're playing with, knowing they're 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
just 8-year-olds on the other side. Like, wow, this guy is terrible.
No, but the one
Splat,
like it's a Joe. It's like a joke with us. There was a guy who we played. Like, it was either 3 or 4 straight lobbies that this guy Lawnmower 2 was on our team, and I forget what the Splatfest was for, but like we legitimately, like the team we were rooting for legitimately won at like the last second, like 50.2 to 49.8 or something like that in the Splatfest. And Schnabel and I, we won our last match like the minute before the Splatfest ended. And so Lawnmower 2 was like the best KDA in that game. So we're like, it was Lawnmower 2 diff. Like he was the reason that we won.
I think that was the Mario Weekend one. I don't remember though. Was that Mushroom and Stars?
Yeah, Mushroom and Star, yeah.
I think so. I think that's what it was. And he carried us to the victory. I don't even remember which one we were.
I'm pretty sure we were Star.
And we might have been.
Yeah.
That's how much we care about this. We don't even remember what side
So what
we
do you
on.
think with Splatoon 3? Okay, so a multifaceted question here. They've been doing it since the original Splatoon, that the people who are like the producers come out as like the Squid Research Lab or whatever. They got the sunglasses and the coats and stuff. And it's their gimmick. It's their thing, and I get it. I'm kind of over that. I think at this point, Splatoon is big enough of a franchise for you to promote without that weird gimmick of like, we walked into this thing and didn't know what was happening. Like, it's Splatoon 3. Like, we got it. Like, we don't need you, with your gimmick anymore. So what are your thoughts on that? Do you like how they present Splatoon information still? And 2, the second part of it, they're introducing, was it mammals?
Mammalians.
Mammalians, thank you. So mammals are coming back, and in the Splatoon universe, all mammals have been eliminated. And it's only the squids and the inklings.
Eliminated. I think they went extinct. I don't think the squids were like, you know what? We just got to get rid of these people.
Have you read the prequel manga? Huh?
Have you?
No, I was just making it up. I don't know if there is.
Yeah,
but I was saying there could have been some big event where some evil squid...
Can you imagine a game like Splatoon just has this...
What?
Genocide.
30 book series explaining.
No. There are mangas. There are mangas of Splatoon. There's like actual storylines in Japan.
I'm looking this up.
Yeah, you can look it up. You can. I don't know if they're translated or not, but there are actual...
Squids came in and committed mass genocide and said they were the ones that the first ones on the
Okay, so answer
planet.
those 2 questions. So both of you. We'll start with Schnabel. Answer those 2 questions. Do you still enjoy the way they present Splatoon information, and what do you think about the mammalians being added?
I haven't put too much thought into any of that. The way they present it, Nintendo always has its gimmicks, so I'm not too. For me personally, I don't care how they present it. I'm just excited for the game. So all I want to kind of see is the gameplay. So I guess to me it doesn't matter. If people like it, people like it. Splatoon does some weird stuff too. I don't know if you've ever seen. They have live Splatoon concerts where they have like the animated characters like on the stage, and there's thousands of people there just going to songs that don't have lyrics because they don't speak English. They don't speak anything. So like this is like it's like not even like a 20-minute thing. It's like an hour and a half long concert of them just performing Splatoon songs live on stage with an actual band and everything. So that all being said, they have their ways and people seem to enjoy it. So if they enjoy it, go ahead. It's not my cup of tea, but it's not my cup of joe's.
There you go. He's learning quick.
There are 9 Splatoon books.
I told you I wasn't making it up. There's a rich Splatoon lore out there waiting for you, Joe. Waiting for you.
They have been translated to English. Oh my!
There you go.
I know what Joe's next birthday present is. That's all I'm gonna say.
If you buy me this, I will light it on fire in front of you. I swear to God.
After you read it.
After you read
it. I'm gonna see if it's on my manga app that I have. Let's see if it's in there. Then I'll definitely read it. I'm sorry. Am I answering a question? I got thrown into this hole of Splatoon manga.
Yeah, I don't think we need your answer
anymore
at this point. So we can, because I don't think Joe's a big Splatoon player anyway. So we can.
I've never played it, and I would like to play it. Joe Brown hasn't invited me to play, and I'm hurt by it.
Yeah, that's definitely a conversation we've had before. You've definitely been like, I'm interested in Splatoon, please play with me. That's totally a real life conversation that happened.
The conversation is, I'm kind of interested in Splatoon. Should I get it? And Jerry Brown's like, it's going. It's okay.
It's okay. It's fine.
Schnabel's a beast at Splatoon, though. Like, real talk, Joe. Like, Schnabel's actually super clutch when we play.
I watched a stream of you playing with him one day. I can't remember. It was like when the pandemic first started.
Yeah.
I remember logging on and like watching you play and like yelling at you through Twitch chat.
That happened.
The games do look fun. I do want I will say though, like I'm a sucker for story, and that game looks like it's got like some story to it, and I like that.
I've never played the story of any game, any of them. I just play online.
I played through the story of the first two, and it's actually pretty hefty too. Like it's
a hefty game.
It's a sizable story mode. Like you can't just burn through it. Like it takes a bit to get through.
Is the story mode of these games just like the same as what the multiplayer is? Just like turf wars?
No. The design of like the story mode levels and the different like challenges and things are very different than the multiplayer. Yeah, there's a lot of there's actually a big speed running community of the Splatoon story modes too, because of how interesting the gameplay is. So yeah, I would recommend it. And then I heard, because I did not purchase that the DLC, the Octoling DLC or whatever it was, Schnabel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't purchase that, but from what I heard, people said that DLC story mode was really good as well.
It looked pretty interesting.
Of the I guess you could say the bigger Nintendo titles that kind of keep going over, Splatoon is one of them. It's probably the lowest of the big like the very lowest of the big titles. So like you probably don't hear much about the story mode just because they'd rather talk about Zelda or Mario or Pokemon or any of those. Yeah. So it really doesn't go. One more thing about the Direct. I don't know if we're about to transition. Charlie Day.
We have
Luigi.
We have a lot more in the Direct to talk about, Joe.
We're just talking about one of the games in the Direct. We will be covering the rest of it. Don't worry. We will get to Mr. Day.
I just gotta say, Charlie Day as Luigi is
clutch,
fantastic.
Clutch,
fantastic.
Pepe Sylvia will be coming to the big screen. I swear to God, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, that one seems like perfect casting. Out of all the ones, some of them are head scratchers, but that one's perfect casting.
You're telling me Jack Black as Bowser is a head scratcher?
A little bit, a little bit.
No, you shut your mouth. I'm excited for that. I love me some Jack Black.
I love Jack Black. Listen, School of Rock was filmed in my hometown, okay? So you're not going to find someone who loves Jack Black more than me. I don't think Bowser has like a high pitched voice. That's just what I don't think, you know.
What about this is perfect casting if you ask me. Perfect casting. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad.
Yes. That was good.
I'm sorry. I still think they should have hired Aaron Hansen from Game Grumps to do it.
Yeah, he has a perfect Toad voice.
He does do a perfect Toad.
He also has a perfect Toad voice. He's in the movie. You know, the original actor for Toad.
Yeah.
He does a pretty good Toad.
Yeah, but you can't put him on a movie poster, so.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
What's another game, Joe? Hit us.
I was gonna say, should we just jump to talk about the movie for a little bit since we're already doing it? Since we're here?
Sure.
Or should we just let's talk about this movie. I was gonna say the live action. The animated Mario movie starring the one and only Chris Pratt as Mario.
Star-Lord himself.
Star-Lord, Peter
Jurassic
Quill.
Park guy.
Jurassic Park man, also Chris Pratt, the most problematic star on the internet, apparently. Yeah, that's happening. But as we said, Jack Black, Bowser, I can only imagine. Can you imagine if Jack Black cussed as Bowser?
Oh, I can't wait.
Can you if he said the word dick as Bowser? Can you imagine this?
No, you know what? I take it back. No, I can't imagine it, Joe.
There you go.
Imagine the Jack Black from Tenacious D, right? Like just crazy.
Oh my God!
And then take Chris Pratt as Peter Quill, put them together in a room talking to each other. That's what we're gonna get.
Oscar nominated.
As long as they had like the hand motions of Jack Black with Bowser, like up in his face, like doing the guns up, like then we're good.
Yeah, and then Charlie Day as Luigi. I can only imagine what's gonna happen with that. Are we go? I don't know if we're gonna go like Charlie Day from like It's Always Sunny. Or are we gonna go from like? Are we gonna do Charlie Day from like Pacific Rim, like? Somewhat like more intelligent in the role, or are we gonna go just like complete moron in the role?
Moron.
Yeah, you have to for Luigi. Yeah. You kind of have to, right?
Whoa! I find myself.
I wasn't even saying for Luigi. I'm saying for the type of movie it's gonna be.
I'm saying like Luigi's a sillier character, so
he's a sillier character, but he ain't an idiot. A lot of the times, I think Luigi's smarter than Mario. Because he's like, Peach got taken to another castle? Nope. I'm out.
That is the smarter. That's not the more courageous decision, though. As we all know, Luigi
never gets captured. Very, very rarely gets captured.
They're home watching.
And when she does get captured, he doesn't even go after her. Mario still does.
Yeah.
He's got it all working.
Luigi and Daisy are sitting at home watching Forensic Files, eating hamburgers. They're hanging out. Living it.
Okay. Any other cast you want to talk about, Joe?
I don't even remember who's playing Peach.
Anya Taylor.
Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, the lady from Queen's Gambit.
Yeah.
Great. Never watched it. Sorry, lady from Queen's Gambit.
Great show, and I'm very excited.
It is a great show. I think she's going to do very good at that.
Yeah.
That one.
They're going to give Peach a British accent.
Perfect. Deserves it, though.
Sure, yeah. If anybody deserves one.
It's Princess Peach.
Princess Peach.
Me. I deserve one.
Do one right now.
Hip hip cheerio.
Oh!
Spot of tea. Oh. Mate.
British people say oh a lot?
No, that's just me. I say oh a lot. So if I was going to have a British accent, that was going to happen.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay.
Bollocks. Oh, bloody hell.
I think that's good. I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we got it covered, Joe. British show.
Thank you. I don't want to talk about this one game yet because it was at the end of the conference. We'll save that for later. But all right, I honestly like completely forgot about Voice of Cards, the Isle of Dragon roars. Like, I don't remember that at all during the direct. Was that during the direct? Because I don't remember.
There was a lot of stuff I don't remember. There's a lot of like small things. I think besides Mario and Kirby, I think like the big thing that stands out was this Nintendo Direct was the direct of we're going to announce that we're going to announce things. And the first 20 minutes of the direct, like we were talking before the show, before we started recording, thank God the direct ended strong, because if it didn't, people would have been furious on the internet that you told us our Smash information is we're going to announce something later. Our Animal Crossing announcement is we're going to announce something later. Even the N64 one, it's like we'll announce it later when it's coming. Like there was a lot of stuff of them announcing that they will be announcing things, and I was definitely not a fan of how they presented that information.
Yeah, no, and not even with the N64, it was like the N64 will announce pricing and everything later. Also, there'll be other games. Those will come eventually.
Also, what are we talking about? It's like Nintendo's just like, we're gonna do this later. Yeah. We're gonna charge you sometime in the future. I know we're here to talk about all our stuff, but like, we ain't got no information.
Look out for the next Nintendo Direct, where we tell you about how we're gonna release things later. We're going to release this later. We're going to release a Nintendo Direct that talks about the next Nintendo Direct.
God, it was...
Okay, but you know what we did get information on? Project Triangle Strategy, baby.
I saw that, and I like immediately thought of our original conversations about Octopath Traveler when it first was coming out.
It's the same engine.
It's the same engine. Isn't it the same people that are making it too? Mm-hmm. And I was just like, man... another one of these games where they're just like, we have like 1,300 different characters you can play with a storyline that plays out like 1,700 different times. Come on, check out our game. And this one's just called Project. What is it called? Triangle
Strategy.
Triangle Strategy. It's a working name, but we'll end up probably just calling it Triangle Strategy Traveler.
And that's exactly what they did. It was just same as Octopath Traveler. It was a working title, and then they just stuck with it. And it's like, oh, triangle. It's just triangle. It's a triangle, map where you go to 3D angles, and it's a strategy game. There, boom, there we go. I think I was watching IGN's like coverage of the Direct, and they were talking about it, and it was funny because one of the people was like, Square Enix actively harms their own game's viability and marketability with their names Octopath Traveler, Triangle Strategy. Like, there are so many games that Square Enix makes that just have atrocious sounding names for their games that people like. The example they gave was, you go into a store, you're a parent with your little kid, and the kid sees the Switch games and sees a game called Triangle Strategy. You would think it's some little kid like learning game, like learning how to do puzzles and whatever Switch game. So no kid is gonna play that. Like, so you know me, Joe. I will always go to bat for Square Enix, but I cannot defend their naming conventions most of the time. They're atrocious, just downright atrocious.
Have the statement in this Kotaku article says, now officially called Triangle Strategy because I guess they accidentally got stuck with it. My God.
The gameplay looks super nice, though.
I will say, even in Octopath Traveler, the gameplay and like the way the game looked super cool, and I wanted to play it. I just didn't have the time to like devote that much time to playing a game.
Yeah.
But like, there's that game looked kind of interesting and whatnot. But Joe, we all know why we're really paying attention to this Nintendo Direct. I'm Chris, I know you were excited about Kirby. I know you were excited about the 3D Kirby and like open world. But we all know why we were really here, because Joe Brown has been talking about this game since it was announced. So Brown, drive us with this one. Take the wheel. Tell me what you're excited about after seeing more of this game.
Okay, so in about 2 weeks, the world changes forever. Because
the Final Fantasy racing game.
No, don't you knock it. Don't you knock Chocobo GP in my presence, okay? I will not stand for this, Schnabel.
I do have to say, people were so mad because one of the big rumors was a new Mario Kart was going to be announced. So they saw the track, they're like, oh, "It's happening!" And then it wasn't Mario Kart, but it is Mario Kart.
Why are they mad? They got a better version. They got Chocobos.
Anyway, sorry. Continue.
Anyway, on October 8th, Metroid Dread comes out, and we are at a point where they've actually shown off a lot of information for this game. I'm not too upset about it. I think some people are saying, stop showing, like, some people are, stop telling us things. I want to be surprised, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but like, they have to get other people who interested in buying Metroid. Like, we know you as a hardcore Metroid fan are going to buy it, so like, we're not going to sit here and not market the game so that you're surprised at things. Like, we need to get other people that are interested in, whatever the like 60 million Switches that are out there in the wild, or whatever the number is. I forget what it is. We need all of them to want Metroid as well as you like, hardcore Metroid fans. So I have no problem with them showing off a lot of stuff. What stood out to me, so for the most part, the trailer that they showed in the Direct, it was like a shorter version of this like 5-minute cut that they released on YouTube about a week or so ago. So it was roughly the same thing. So I don't know if that counts as them padding out time in the Direct or not, however you want to look at that. So that was fine. But what was really cool was there was like, if you guys remember in the trailer, there was like these robotic voices that were speaking English. So like they were actually like talking characters, and I'm sure that's going to change in each language, which you don't really have a lot of in Metroid games. It's a lot of isolation and like reading text and things like that, reading computer screens and things. So I thought that I wonder if this game is going to have more actual like story-based things than we're used to, at least in the 2D Metroids, with big cutscenes and things like that. At this point, my hype level is just through the roof for Metroid Dread, so I can't, possibly get any more excited for it.
I think going even off what you're saying, I didn't see the full 5-minute thing, but I did see they did a lot of gameplay stuff, but they also did a lot of like the cinematic stuff. I think that was to draw people in that weren't really like maybe not as hype as you were or something like that, to see like how good it looks and how clean it looks. And
it
you got
looks
a little bit
beautiful, man.
It looks so clean. And one thing I really did like is they kind of went over not only the story that's going to be going into, but the backstory of the entire game for people that maybe haven't played it, or the younger generation that hasn't played it, so they kind of know what they're going in with, that maybe don't even know what it is other than a Smash character. Which is how some people are with the Metroid stuff, like with Samus. Like that's all they really know is her as the Smash character. So I like how they gave up a little bit of background of who she is, how she's the bounty hunter, and kind of went into what this game's going to be as well. And it looks clean. It looks really clean.
It looks really good. I was even thinking about, I was like, maybe I'll pick this game up too.
Yeah. But then you remembered it comes out like 2 days before Back 4 Blood, and you're like, damn, I don't have time.
Remember, I got Far Cry 6 coming out next month, so
yeah. So
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna buy Back 4 Blood. Anyway, during the trailer, I did, and Joseph, you are a big Metroid fan, correct?
Mm-hmm. If you look, the audience can't see it, but if you look directly above me, I have the Samus poster. Joe can see me.
Oh. Yeah, I can see. Very nice. My question is this: Samus is the greatest bounty hunter in the universe.
Okay, thank you for bringing it up. Thank you for bringing that up. I didn't. This is why we're friends, because I was also taken aback by that line.
Okay, the reason I was taken aback by that line is Samus is the greatest bounty hunter in the universe. But go check out the robots that went dark. Dude, that's not what bounty hunters do. Bounty hunters go find people. Bounty hunters don't go check out robots on a planet. What?
Okay, so Joe and I ended up in the same location, but with 2 completely separate roads. Like, we 2 different journeys of being confused about that line.
I'm sorry, but like, if you're a bounty... Dog the bounty hunter did not go and like... he's like, I gotta go cut the grass.
He didn't go Dog the bounty hunter didn't go fix ATM machines that were broken.
He hunted people down. Are we hunting a robot down? No, we're gonna go check why they went dark.
Well,
anyway,
you will effectively be hunting the robots down as well. It kind of like works in tandem.
I'm sorry to say this though, but the game makes it look like you can't kill the robots. So are you really hunting them down, or are you just avoiding them?
Well, I would imagine you're going to gain a power-up at one point that will let you fight them. Because the point of Metroid Dread, it's like the dread that you're facing, knowing that you're facing an enemy you cannot beat. So I imagine at one point you will gain power. And also, it's also the SAX... it's not DNA, whatever it's called, was all like they're also trying to find that and see from if that is still around, where you had the SAX and Metroid Fusion. So like there's other reasons to be visiting this planet. There's other mysteries, and apparently the Chozo are on there too, which is that ancient bird race. If you played any of the other ones, like, so there seems to be more reasons than just the Emmy robots of why Samus was sent to this planet.
Well, there's that virus, whatever.
Yeah, that's right? The SAX. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you just said sex. I don't know. I was like, that's weird for a Metroid game.
Sax, like saxophone.
Mm.
The X parasite.
We gotta go stop the SEX virus on this planet.
Samus, wink. Yeah.
Samus.
It's like, Samus, we're the only 2 bounty hunters left in the galaxy. What are you gonna do?
When the SEX and the SAX starts playing, I don't know.
It's time to bring out the Zero Suit, Samus.
Time to bring out the birthday suit, Samus, am I right?
Oh my god. Oh, Joe.
Oh, God. We're going to get kicked off the internet forever.
What are we going to do with that,
Joe? But I just got here.
Yeah, poor timing for Schnabel.
Sorry, bud. Sorry. All right. Do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about that racing game that they showed, Joe? The Mario Kart, but Final Fantasy racing game.
Chocobo Racing GP, I believe, is what it was called, and it looks lit. Okay, I don't want to hear your shenanigans. I don't want to hear your nonsense. Next year, I don't know why. I don't know. I'm not even answering you. I don't know why they needed to announce it now in September if it's not coming. Like, that's a game you could kind of announce in like the January direct for a March release. I don't think Chocobo Racing needs 7 months of marketing behind it for for that. That's just my opinion, but I mean, I'll probably get it. Like, I bought the Sonic racing game. You know, like, obviously Mario Kart. I am a big race. I enjoy kart racers, I guess, or the enjoyable ones. Like, I'm not gonna go out there and buy Gran Turismo, but I'll buy Chocobo Racing, obviously.
I know you will. The minute I saw that game, I was like, a Final Fantasy game? Oh, Joe Brown.
The Chocobo theme, though?
All over it.
Like, real talk, though, Chocobo theme in every game, it's like, I was watching that video and it made me think of, there's like a old video on YouTube, at least like 15 years old now, of like some guy made a parody song with the Chocobo theme. He's like, I want to ride my Chocobo all day. And like every time I'm on a Chocobo in a game, I sing that. When I play Final Fantasy 14 and we use Chocobos to like get to locations, I would sing that little tune to myself and stuff. So like, I'm super down.
Yeah, I know you are, Joe Brown. Me and Chris are just like, yep, Chocobo, Mario Kart Chocobos. Let's do it. If
you could own a Chocobo and make them any color you wanted, what color would your Chocobo be?
Are you asking me if I owned an ostrich, what color would I make it?
No, I clearly said Chocobo. I didn't say ostrich.
Ostrich, got it. Okay. Does that make you mad?
A little bit.
Why?
I'm malding over here because they're Chocobos, they're not ostriches. Okay. They don't stick their head in the sand because they're dumb.
Yeah, that's fair. But they move the same way. They look similar. One has less feathers than the other.
Anyway, what color would your Chocobo be? God.
Blue. Gosh, blue. God.
Chris?
You're talking about hypothetically or the one I already own?
Oh, that's a good question. I didn't think of that.
What color do you own?
I can't tell you that.
You got it on the black market.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And to answer your question, red.
Oh, I knew it. Let's go. I was going to say a red Chocobo, too. I think that would look pretty badass.
My favorite color is not red, but that's all they had in stock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I could get you in purple next week, but red is the only one I got in stock.
Yeah, red's the only one I got right now.
This bad boy could go 50 miles an hour. Slaps the top of the Chocobo.
All right, what else happened in this direct, Joe?
We got a Castlevania Advance Collection, which seemed pretty cool if you're into Castlevania. Dracula's at it again. You blah blah. Go save him, Belmont.
You know how it is.
You know how it is. Then we had this other game. Act right. I can't read. I read at an 8th grade level. I don't know how to say that. How do you say it? Something Renaissance.
I don't even know what you're talking about right now, so I wish I could help you.
ActRaiser.
Oh, ActRaiser. It's like an old Super Nintendo game.
Yeah, that one's coming. Dope. We'll find out more about Animal Crossing at some point, and we'll also
We're announcing that we're going to announce Animal Crossing information.
We're announcing that we're also going to announce the next the next Smash character. So we'll see you then in October.
One thing that came out of that I think was pretty big is that's the last update for Smash.
Yep.
Thank God. I'm tired. I'm tired of it.
I agree.
Tired of buying things for that game. And then we got the Nintendo 64 games that are coming. It's only a handful. I think it was what?
And controller.
A controller and a Sega controller, because Sega is also coming. And then of course we ended strong with the final announcement and look at Bayonetta 3.
First time in like 4 years we've seen it.
I don't remember when the last time we saw the Bayonetta. I remember watching a direct with you, Joe Brown, and or maybe it was at the Game Awards.
It was the Game Awards. Yep, Reggie.
Where they just briefly it was just like, and then they just took it away.
Yeah, it was when I think I could be wrong. I think it was when they announced the 1 and 2 Switch remaster or whatever, and then they said, "Oh, by the way, it was a big 3 on the screen."
I think I thought it looked cool based off the other Bayonettas that I've seen, not have. It looks interesting. It looks like a Bayonetta game. It was not as risque as it usually is, but it's a Bayonetta game, and people are happy about it.
Yeah, I'm not as keen on her design as everyone else is on the internet. People are kind of going crazy for her. Her hair and her.
I was gonna say, when you say keen, do you mean you just don't like the design?
I just flat out. I think it looks like, okay. Now, pull it up on your own. When you look at Bayonetta with her hair, it looks like they took Bayonetta's face and then photoshopped pigtails onto it. It doesn't look like the hair is actually hers. Look at Bayonetta 2 with the short hair. Pull up a photo of Bayonetta 2 and then put it next to the Bayonetta 3 model, and it straight up looks like it's not even connected. I don't know how else to explain it. It does not move well to the character design, in my opinion, together very well. It doesn't look very appealing to me.
Did we get a release date for the game? No, right?
No.
It's coming out in 2022. It said.
Yeah, that's all they said.
Literally, the first picture in this Kotaku article, that hair does not look like it is belonging to the same person as the head's model. There, you get what I'm saying?
Style wise,
it doesn't look like the A hair is connected to B hair. It looks like two different hairs.
Maybe it is. Maybe they're extensions, Joe Brown. How scandalous!
Well, her whole outfit is made out of her hair, so she could.
Well, what happens if the extensions, baby? Oh man, scandal!
I did love the trailer though. I liked the big dude, and they had the little bait and switch with the toy, guy with the gun or whatever, and then she you saw through the sword the reflection of her, and I think the one thing that really helps the Bayonetta series and Platinum Games as a whole is their stylistic action approach that they have. So I think the trailer did do a really good job of announcing the game. But
yeah,
I'm trying to remember in my head what was the previous announcement. I think it was Splatoon 3. I want to say it was Splatoon 3 and then Bayonetta.
Oh, wait. Chris is saying no. We're wrong. What is it?
Oh, no, I'm not saying wrong to that.
He was in a different conversation. I understood what he was doing. So I was wondering, Joe, do you think he could have been switched the other way around where they go Bayonetta 3 then Splatoon 3, or do you think it was a better call to end on Bayonetta 3 because we haven't seen it in so long?
I feel like it was a good call with the Bayonetta 3 because of how many people have been waiting for that game.
I was gonna say, I think it's a bigger announcement. Plus, we already had a Splatoon 3. I think in the last big direct there was a Splatoon 3. Recently, they already announced. When the first time they announced it was more recent than anything you've heard from Bayonetta 3.
I feel like it was a good choice to put that last.
I agree. I think there's just more hype around it than even if that was the first announcement of Splatoon 3. I still think there'd be more hype around Bayonetta than there would be around Splatoon, and I love Splatoon. Just because it's just a bigger series for Nintendo.
Well, that's what I would. I guess we'd have to actually crunch the numbers, and I would argue that Splatoon is a bigger series than.
Well, I think Splatoon numbers wise. That's what I was gonna say. I think people playing wise, it's probably Splatoon. But you gotta also remember, Splatoon is one of those games. It's almost like Mario Kart or Smash or any of those where you can play it for years because the gameplay doesn't change. It's online. It's a battle game. You can continue to do it. Bayonetta is not really that. it's more of story driven. Am I wrong on this? I don't want to. I'm pretty sure it's more story driven.
Yeah, it's a story mode game. It's obviously action, but
yeah. So obviously people playing Splatoon is going to be longer. Like there's going to be more people doing that because it stays relevant longer almost. Like once the hype dies down of a single player game, that usually it dies down. Like there's not really as many people going out and getting it and stuff like that.
I will also say that the Bayonetta series crossed over multiple different platforms before this one. So like I believe that Bayonetta 1 and 2 were both for the Xbox and the PlayStation. And this is like the first game that's just on Nintendo. So I feel like it's their bigger bigger game to pull more people into the Nintendo circle, while Splatoon is just feeding into the people already in the Nintendo circle. You know what I mean?
Bayonetta's bringing in new audience because the people that played it on those other systems are going to come because they like the series.
Oh, you don't think you don't think people who play Halo Infinite are going to come around for Splatoon 3? You don't think that's a crossover market?
I mean, do I think that? Yes.
I don't.
Okay, thank you, Jeff.
I don't think that the people are like, oh, Master Chief, let me go play the Squid Kid instead. Perfect.
Master Chief is a mammalian.
It's true.
He is a mammal and an alien.
Well, Master Chief's not an alien. He's a human being.
He's an alien to every other planet he lands on besides Earth.
You're not wrong.
Sure.
But do the Halo rings count as planets? Do they though? This isn't a Halo podcast now.
I was going to say, I don't know the answer, and I don't know if we have the time to get into that answer, because I think there's a deep rabbit hole there, because the Halo rings are kind of crucial. They're probably more important than random planets are, even if it's not considered a planet.
Yeah, man, they destroy all organic life form in the universe.
Yeah, so...
Or that part of the universe.
So, like, it's more important than Pluto, but, like, you know, I like Pluto more than the Halo rings.
Hey. Leave Pluto alone. He's had a bad run, all right? Leave him alone.
And he's a dog. Are we on the same page here?
We are.
No.
Dude, I met Pluto at Disney World when I went in middle school. That was my favorite. That was my favorite character to meet. I got his autograph too. I don't know how he did it. He's a talented dog. He gave me his autograph,
bro.
It's crazy that we got Pluto's autograph. He doesn't have posable thumbs.
That's what I just said.
Whoa.
Sorry.
And then I guess we'll talk about the ultimate questions, like, why is Pluto the dog, but Goofy's the man? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've always thought that. Is Mickey holding that dog hostage or something?
Is Mickey holding that dog man hostage?
Because it can't be. So it can't be. I'm glad you brought this up, Joe. Let's transition to this.
Why are we talking about this?
It can't be
stuff.
That Pluto is like a smart, sentient, intelligent animal, and so is Goofy. It could be that, or the question is, if Goofy is a more intelligent species than Pluto, why does he sound like such an idiot? If you think about it.
Because they're the same species. He's a more intelligent Pluto, but compared to everyone else, he's less intelligent than them. So he's more intelligent than their species, but he's less intelligent than the rest of the people around him.
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. I wasn't thinking that, because I don't think it's I don't think it's possible that Pluto is being held against his will, and he's actually an intelligent, sentient mammal with like thoughts and needs and wants and desires and whatever. I think he's a dog. Maybe Goofy is a different lineage. He comes from a different ancestry of dogs in the Magic Kingdom, and their evolutionary path gave them more intelligence than Pluto's track did. Maybe that's my hypothesis.
Well, maybe this is why Walt Disney hated Goofy. He was not a fan of Goofy because he didn't understand. He didn't understand how you can own a dog. A dog can be friends as well, but maybe we should just ask Bill Farmer.
And we fear what we don't understand, Chris.
We do. And you know what? I think that's why Walt froze himself so he can come back and tell us the answers.
No, he wanted everyone else to figure it out. And then he comes back and it's like, all right,
And we do.
Hopefully they figured it out.
He comes back when we get it. He's like, finally, someone's cracked the code. You now own Disney.
Whoa. But
then he's also like, women can vote? Nah, put me back. Put me back.
Oh my God, Joe. Do you think Walt Disney was making cartoons in 1912? Like,
he thought that.
Oh my God. Who's the president?
Who's the president? Put me back then.
All right. Well, I don't know what happened to Joe, but I like this tangent that we went on. Basically, Schnabel and I were trying to kill time as Joe went to. I guess he went to Disney World. I guess he's visiting. He's in Epcot right.
Find answers.
He's in Epcot right now, trying to find Pluto for a quote because he still is not back, and I am still vamping, trying to understand where Joe is. Chris, you got to take over.
So
I'm grabbing some cookies from downstairs. Leave me alone.
Oh wow, that would have been really nice to let us know that you were doing that instead of leaving us in the dark.
Speaking of dark, Joe, I heard your light went out.
Oh my God! I don't know. I have a tendency to break light bulbs somehow. When like I twist like the ching, like I twist it, and I don't know if it's like I'm twisting it too fast to turn it on or something, but like this light bulb, this is not the first time that I've tried to turn a lamp on recently and had it not work and just be out of commission. So I don't know if this is a hidden superpower that I haven't been able to fully grasp yet, my ability to turn lamps off. But this is a real problem. This is like the third time I went to flick a lamp on and it just didn't work.
Don't worry. So the night before this podcast was recorded, that's to cover my tracks for when this is actually released.
Mm-hmm.
I was at baseball practice as you guys know, because we were talking in a group chat, and I hit a ball that went through the net and took out the lights up top, exploded. Oh, it was terrible.
Oh, you were like the natural? You were literally the natural there?
Yeah. I ran through it, and then I started choking on the fumes from the fluorescent lighting.
Like, oh, my God.
I shouldn't run through this. This was a bad idea. This is why you stopped playing out. This is why you got hurt. You're running through lights that are breaking on you.
Yeah, and you also chose Glenn Close over Kim Basinger, another
poor
decision.
That's a
tough one to come back from.
That is something that'll get you shot.
Oh, God.
All right, well,
I don't know what they're talking about anymore. Well, I've lost it.
Well, Joe chows down on some cookies. What type of cookies are they, Joe?
I would rather leave that a mystery.
Okay, Chris.
They were good though.
Guess, Chris.
You want me to guess? Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you say guess. I'm gonna either say that.
There were two different cookies.
Two different cookies.
Two different. Oh, so there's one Oreos. It's got. There's no milk though. It can't be Oreos. So that's out. One's chocolate chip, and the other one is a sugar cookie.
Nope.
I don't know that. I don't know many brands of cookies. So
they weren't brands. They weren't a brand of cookie. They were
the ones that have the elves that make them.
God, it was a chocolate chip cookie and an oatmeal raisin cookie.
I was gonna say oatmeal.
Why didn't you come in?
Why didn't you let me
you should have got
guess?
the other.
I wasn't. It wasn't my turn to speak yet. I was waiting.
It wasn't my turn to speak. It wasn't my time. Just jump in. Oh,
I was waiting for Chris to guess his two, and then I was going to guess my two. But
you didn't make it seem like you did it. Anyway, let's play this game.
Okay, so let me explain it here. This is, we're going to do, we mentioned earlier that this is episode 64 of Cup of Joe, so this is a special edition for us. That's why we brought Schnabel on, have like a real big episode, because obviously the number 64 is very near and dear to all of our hearts as gamers because of the Nintendo 64. We all played it when we were growing up. There are a lot of great games on that console. Some could say, looking back, it's one of the best consoles ever made, and you look at its lineup, but that's not the point of this today. Here on episode 64 of Cup of Joe's, we are going to have a Nintendo 64 draft. And this is something that, shout outs to my friend John Perez. Whenever I go on his podcast with our other friend, Ted, it's called John Talks. And shout outs to him, and anyone go listen to that. We do these drafts. We do special things where basically how it works is the three of us will go one at a time, and we will draft from any topic. So with Perez, we would do like favorite Nickelodeon characters, favorite video games from the 2000s, favorite baseball games that you watched or something like that. That's what we do when I go on Perez's podcast. So for this special edition of Cup of Joe's, we are going to draft our favorite Nintendo 64 games. And how it works, let's just say somebody chooses Mario 64. I know it's going to end up on the list somewhere, so I'm just saying it. That person who drafts Mario 64, the next person, now nobody else can pick it. So we can't all have Mario 64 in our favorite game list. And by the end of the draft, we have to determine who has drafted the best library, the best N64 games. So we all understand the clear, concise rules here?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
What's the order? Is it snake or is it?
No, it's like a draft, like how the Jaguars picked first in every round, or whatever, because they were the worst team. So since Chris Schnabel is the worst person among us, he's going to draft first.
Thank you.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my goodness!
Because Chris is our guest, he's going to draft first, and then we will have Joe Perrion drafting next, and then I will go third, because I am not scared. Okay. I'm not worried about getting sniped in this draft. I think I got this covered.
Perfect.
And we're gonna have four. We're gonna have 4 picks, obviously, because N64.
Yes, we have 64 picks each for N64.
I actually don't think I don't think we'd even be able to make a list, because I think there was only like 205 N64 games made total or something like that. I'd have to look it up, but it was not a lot of games.
Not really.
So we wouldn't even be able to we wouldn't even be able to draft 64 games each.
That would be a lot. I would.
Okay, hold on. Sorry for the cough. Apologize. When are we? Let's set this ground rule on our draft. Like, can you draft a game that's on multiple consoles? Like, is that an N64 game? Like, if you draft Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, that's a PlayStation 1 game too, right? So, like, does that count?
You could play it for the N64. I think
that's what I'm saying. We have to establish this.
It's playable. It's pickable.
It's playable. Okay. It's pickable.
That's the slogan.
That's fine.
Okay. So am I starting this baby off?
Starting the baby off.
So the first.
No, you gotta do it like Roger Goodell.
Oh well, I was gonna have this big speech and then go into why I chose this.
Okay, at least as long as you have some presentation to it.
I have presentation to it. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So the first 2 picks I think are gonna be. There's 2 games that are gonna be either way. I personally believe. Go ahead.
Are you picking 1 or 2?
I'm picking one. I'm picking one. All I'm trying to say though is the first 2 picks. I feel like you could say one of these 2 games are going to be 1 and 2 in some way, shape, or form. So I'm going to go with the one that was the biggest impact to me, and I feel like was a big impact to everybody else. And when I say this, people are going to be like, oh, I thought you were going to talk about this. But for me personally, and if you knew me personally, which many of you may not, this was more of an impact to me than the other one that's probably going to be picked second. So I'm going to go with the first overall pick in this draft, Super Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64, which was also re-released for the Switch recently. The reason I'm going with that is because that was one of the first games I've ever played. I love Mario, and it really, like the old, the NES games and the Game Boy games of course helped, but that was the game that really stuck me to Nintendo. And unlike a lot of other people on this planet, I played Nintendo basically my entire childhood. I didn't have a PlayStation, I didn't have an Xbox. So I played Nintendo almost, like, that's it, just Nintendo. But I played all the Nintendo systems, and that was the one that really stuck me to Nintendo. That is the first pick. Thank you very much for listening.
Chalk.
What does that mean?
He went with chalk. He went with like the conventional, the pick, like just
That's fair. I don't watch sports, so this is all new to me.
Yeah, it is a very conventional pick, but for the reasons
it's a strong pick. It's a strong start.
Yeah,
a strong start. Well, I'm going to follow it up with the next strong start. I'm assuming the other game that you were referring to.
Yes, South Park.
The second pick in this draft, done by Joe Perry and guessed by everyone who listens to this podcast, I'm picking the game known as The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, not because it's the greatest game that it's been claimed to be, but because it had the biggest impact on me when I was a kid. And I continue to play that game at least once a year due to a sentimental reason.
Yeah.
So it was
a tough first pick because that's such a good pick.
Yeah,
it really is. Change video games.
He plays Ocarina of Time every year. Meanwhile, Joe and I have been trying to play Ocarina of Time for like 3 years now, and we can't get a stream together. But okay, let's see how
I play it on my Game Boy DS, and you know why I play it every year, Joe Brown. I play it every year in February.
Okay, well then we could stream in February. I was just saying this is possible.
Fine, then set it up. I've been telling you to play it.
All right, I'll see you in February.
Can do it from the Switch.
All right.
Make it a little easier.
I own it on the Wii U too. I would just have to sit on my Wii U and put the capture card and just.
Yeah, I know.
Because I own every Zelda game, so.
We've talked about this like every other time we've recorded.
Yeah. Okay. So that's your first pick, Joe. You don't say this. You don't have to say the second pick or whatever because it doesn't matter.
I said it was the second pick of the draft.
No, I know what I'm saying. Just say. Like, that's my first pick. That's my second. Because we don't need to, the 11th pick of the draft. Like, we don't need to, you know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. So, bunch of bozos just went first and second. It's time to come in hot. All right? I'm looking at my list here. And I think there's no better place to start. You go back to, like, 1999 or 2000, whatever it was. You're watching TV, you're seeing commercials. You see Mario, you see a mascot Mario jumping, frolicking in the grass. You see a Yoshi mascot they're all just living their life. There's Donkey Kong, there's Pikachu, and out of nowhere they all start beating each other up because it's an advertisement for Super Smash Bros. 64. That's my first overall pick in the N64 draft. Smash 64, the game that launched an entire genre of fighting / party games, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to fight over people for it. An entire genre of games, the most iconic franchise that combines iconic franchises in gaming to this day. It is still just as relevant, if not even more relevant. And then you go back, the game still holds up. If you're playing with your friends, it's obviously wonky and like the C buttons are weird, and they didn't even have like held smash attacks back then. It's called Smash. So, but like when you play with your friends now, like it's still really fun. It's very basic. But like I remember I can't even count the amount of times that I rented Smash 64 from like Blockbuster or whatever when we were kids, because like, and every time you re-rented it, you had to re-unlock Luigi, you had to re-unlock Captain Falcon. Like, it's just always how it went. So my first overall pick, Smash Bros. 64.
Good pick.
You should.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Clapping.
Golf claps. I think that puts me back on the board now for my second pick, and I'm going to go pretty cliche as again. Another game that changed my childhood. Still play it to this day in a party setting. Another party setting game. Mario Kart 64.
Ooh.
Whoa!
Really changed the game.
Whoa.
Literally, and it's still to this day, a series that is one of the most popular series in Nintendo. So Mario Kart 64 is my second overall pick.
That's a great pick. I was actually because I knew eventually someone was gonna pick it, so I wanted to have this discussion. I was thinking about this the other day. Mario Kart as a franchise, all of the different console versions, where I'll say with the exception of Super Nintendo's, Super Mario Kart, they all still hold up to where if you're with a group of four people, you could play N64, you could play Double Dash, you could play Wii, you could play Mario Kart DS or whatever, or Mario Kart 8 on Switch. Like, literally all of them, except for Super Mario Kart, still hold up in a group party setting as an enjoyable kart racing experience. And I think that's, like, the biggest compliment you can give to that series.
Yeah,
I agree.
It really does, and doesn't matter what, like you said, doesn't matter which generation you go from, they all really do hold up, and that's why they're my second pick.
Well, I'm back at it again. The Krispy Kreme. I'm trying to think. I've got 2 games in mind. I actually got 3 games, but I can't seem to put my finger on them. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to stick with what I know. I'm gonna have to go with Joe Brown's face.
I swear to God, if you take Majora's Mask right now,
I'm taking Majora's.
Oh
I'm
my
taking
God.
Majora's Mask.
This man just drafted 2 quarterbacks. What is he doing here?
I'm drafting a quarterback that had a happy-go-lucky time, and then I'm drafting a quarterback that's depressed and going through the grieving process.
God.
Joe Brown, it's your turn.
Oh, you don't even want to give any explanations to Majora's Mask? You got to try to sell you have to sell the audience on why it's your second
Sell
pick.
the audience on why it's the second pick. It's a fantastic game.
Wanted him.
I knew Joe wanted him. The minute I was like, maybe.
Me. Big Majora's Mask guy.
Yeah, I very much enjoy Majora's Mask. It was the spookier of the 2 games, and I actually never beat it until I got older because I could not handle the idea of the game. But it was a fantastic game. It's still a fantastic game. People still talk about it. Talk about the process of playing through that game. So that's why I picked it. It's a great game. Plus, I just love The Legend of Zelda. I also have the mask right there. If you could see it the 2 of you could see it in my camera.
I can. I sure can.
There you go.
I'm gonna steal it one day. Anyway.
Or you could just buy your own. They do sell them.
I don't know. Anyway, so my second pick is up here in the N64 draft, and I would say I'm upset. I wanted a kart racer, and Mario Kart 64 it's off the board, and I would say I'm very distraught if I was a sucker, but fortunately I'm not, because Diddy Kong Racing is still on the board, baby. Diddy Kong Racing, my main man, Diddy Kong, way cooler than Mario. He's got a cooler hat. He's got a tail. He's cool. Diddy Kong is the man. The Diddy Kong Racing is made by Rare, who's made Banjo and all the other amazing Rare games that were out in that time in the N64. The varied gameplay, much more varied than than Mario Kart 64 is. You just in a car, oh look at me, oh I got hit by a green shell. It's all the same. In Diddy Kong Racing, you could fly, you could kart race, you could be on a boat. I don't know how the little rafts were able to move on land. I'm not gonna make questions about it. The story mode where you're like running around in the different entryways, and you got like the little Aladdin elephant guy, all just like. This is the steal of the draft right here. Diddy Kong Racing, second pick.
There we go, second pick.
So I'm kind of shocked that this third pick has fallen this far. I'm gonna go Goldeneye 007.
Ooh.
Was very great game. First person shooter, wasn't really big at that time, and most people remember as the first shooter they've ever played.
Besides Doom. That's probably the first shooter that most people have ever played.
When they played, the story was very good as well. And you were James Bond. You were 007. You were the license to kill. So I'm going to take that as my third pick because I didn't even think it was going to be there.
Yeah. It was also like the movie version of 007. Like the actor of the time is on the box. They also had a mode where, they tried to put it in where you could play as the other versions of James Bond throughout the years, but then they took it away because they didn't get the copyright. They weren't allowed to do it, so they had to take it off. Little trivia for you there.
I got 3 picks in the book. We got
3 picks in the
Mario
book.
64,
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart 64, and Goldeneye 007.
All right. It's my turn. I feel like Joe Brown knows what I'm going to pick.
I'm going to choose a third Zelda game on the N64. Just, really rounding out my composition,
I'm going to choose another game that I also really loved to play in its sequels. And he does make a guest appearance in Diddy Kong Racing. I'm going to pick Banjo-Kazooie. The large sigh from Mr. Brown. Did you forget he was in Diddy Kong?
No. He's only the namesake of our show, kind of, Joe.
Yeah, we do talk about him a lot. They did let me down with Nuts and Bolts, though. I was very upset when I played that game. But Banjo-Kazooie I still think about playing that game. I'm craving it now, just looking at the cover. But I remember getting that game and looking at it and be like, this looks cool, and then playing it and be like, hold on a minute. This game. Wow.
I remember the first time I rented Banjo-Kazooie from Blockbuster. It was like a life-altering experience because, one, I was 5 years old. I couldn't read. So his name was Banjo, right? And so my name is Joe. So I'm like, oh my God, it's like this video game is made for me. It's like I'm in a video game. So that's why I've always had a deep connection with Banjo, pretty much for that reason, because we essentially, share the same name. It's a Joe thing, Chris. You wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't understand.
I don't. I can only wish to.
There's no Chris something Kazooie game. There's nothing out there for you.
No, just Christmas.
Just Christmas.
It's actually Christmas, so get it right.
Get it right.
That's true. Can't spell Christ without Chris. That's all I'm saying. Prayers up.
Prayers up.
There you go.
So Joe, you think I'm all distraught that you drafted Banjo-Kazooie before me?
I know what you're going to pick. I have a feeling I know what you're going to pick.
Because this is what you do. This is Bill Belichick waiting at the 15th pick, calling everyone on their bluff that no one was going to take Mac Jones and he didn't need to trade up and he got him for free because I knew you'd fall for Banjo-Kazooie. Meanwhile, hit me with the actual best rare N64 game made in that era. Don't tell my mom, but it's Conker's Bad Fur Day, baby. M-rated game. I played this. I didn't play it as a kid, obviously, but I think I was either 13 or 14 and I had downloaded it through means which I will not incriminate myself upon. That's how I played it. And maybe it wasn't on the N64. I don't know. We're not going to talk about it. We're moving on. So I played Conker's Bad Fur Day, and I'm like a 13, 14-year-old kid. I'm cool. I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to be mature. And there's fart jokes, and there's puke, and there's drinking and women and all of this, and you had the giant great mighty poo, and it was just such a mature game off of, if you play Banjo-Kazooie and then play Conker's Bad Fur Day, it's actually hilarious.
Night and day.
Because of so many reused assets, but a completely different tone between the two games.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually hilarious. It's I always explain to my friends, I'm pretty sure Chris has seen Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. Yeah. I don't know if, Joe, have you seen Walk Hard?
I have. Yeah,
okay.
I have.
So if you have an afternoon, one day you have to watch Walk the Line and then immediately watch Walk Hard afterwards. It's unbelievable. It makes Walk Hard the funniest movie of all time. So if you play Banjo-Kazooie and then you play Conker's Bad Fur Day, it's an experience I can't even describe. Especially when you're 13 years old, trying to be cool, playing an M-rated game, looking, making sure mom's not coming by to see all the mature stuff going on. So my third overall pick, Conker's Bad Fur Day. Boom, you got baited, Joe.
Did I, though?
Right.
I knew you were going to take Banjo,
Joe.
so.
That's fine.
My final pick in the 2021 Cup of Joe's Nintendo 64 game draft is a game that I really enjoyed, and I enjoyed sequels of. Some of the sequels I did not enjoy. But this game did mean a lot to me, especially the one for GameCube. I think it was called The 1,000 Year Door. Paper Mario will
there
be
it
my
is.
final pick
Wow.
in the draft. So I went Super Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, 007 GoldenEye, and Paper Mario is my squadron.
There you go. All right.
Just a big old Chris Pratt shill out here.
There
Big
you go.
Mario fan.
Well, I guess I got to follow that up with another great, as you could call it, a party game. And I've played multiple of the sequels, including the one that's out for the Switch. I think I'm going to have to go with Mario Party as my last pick.
Specifically, which one? Which one? There's 3 of them.
I'm going to okay, I'm going with Mario Party 2 cuz it had the spooky town in it.
Good answer.
And I was about it. Mario Party 2 was the way to go. And that is my last pick.
What is your favorite? Oh, it's everybody. What is your favorite Mario Party minigame of all time?
Oh God.
Oh man. I don't know off the top of my head.
All the ones that keep coming to my head are the ones that's always like 1v3. It's never like the all 4 like. Well, I remember the ball one. We were all like walking on a ball. You got to hit each other off the platform. I remember that one.
Yeah,
but the one,
that was the one that just came to my head too.
Oh, the skateboard one.
Thank you. I was going to say, you are all wrong. When you're going into Bowser's Castle and you're all on skateboards and there's the lava behind you and all the platforms are disappearing, the skateboard lava level is the best Mario Kart minigame of all time. Thank you, Joe. This is why we're friends.
This is great. Yeah, there we go. My last pick, Mario Party 2, though. Got it.
I respect it. Terrible pick, but I respect it. Mr. Irrelevant. Wow. I don't know if
irrelevant.
Well, with the final pick, I don't know if you can put irrelevant and Pokemon in the same sentence, especially in the 90s where everyone and their mother knew who Pikachu was. But for the last pick of the Cup of Joe's N64 draft, I'm picking Pokemon Stadium 2.
What?
The game that had just as awesome mini games as Mario Party does, but with Pokemon in them. Not Wario, Pinsir and Scyther and Clefairy. How many? Waluigi can't tell you how many directions go left, right, up, down, left, right, B.
My God!
You can't do that with Waluigi.
You did the music one where you put the music notes and you had to copy it.
The Clefairy, yeah, with the pointing, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Waluigi couldn't do that one. I was awful at that.
That mini game is in Mario Party. I'm pretty sure.
No,
Joe Brown is over exaggerating. There were like maybe 6 to 7 mini games in Pokemon State. Okay, name them.
Okay,
I can think of all of them right now.
Okay, the Scyther Pinsir cutting wood one, right? Chopping wood one, right? The Delibird Christmas delivery one, right?
Yes.
The Clefairy memorization one. Remember Delibird? Like you'd pick up N64 and put in the sack and put in the other.
Here's the thing: the Clefairy one was the first one, not the second one.
There's crossover. Okay, it's crossover.
I don't know.
There's crossover. Okay. Anyway, you also had the Hitmontop little circle thing though. That was the second one.
Okay.
Chansey, I to this day, my brother and I, we still get insanely competitive about the Chansey eggs. You know, the ones where you have to like move left and right and dodge the electrodes.
Once again, pretty sure it's the first one.
Pretty sure it's not because I play Pokemon Stadium 2 and it has it in it.
All right, Joe Brown.
So that
I
literally
still think it's a garbage pick.
My brother and I actually are still so in tune with the Chansey Egg minigame that we always get 100. We get 100 out of 100 every time. It's the sweatiest thing. It will take like 4 different rounds for one of us to actually.
Oh God, sweatiest thing.
You know what sweaty? You know what sweaty means, Joe.
I know what it. Okay. I definitely thought you were gonna go with Pokemon Snap. I'm not gonna lie. Thought you were
because of replayability. Pokemon Snap does not have as much replayability as Pokemon Stadium does, and on top of it, by the way, hey Joe, you're out there in Majora's Mask. Can you play Pokemon Yellow in Majora's Mask? No, you can't. But in Pokemon Stadium 2, you can play all of the Game Boy Pokemon games directly attached to the game and play it on your big CRT TV monitor. You're playing Pokemon Yellow on a big ass screen.
I did forget about that. I forgot that you could do that.
I
remember doing it for the GameCube. I do remember
all of the gym
N64.
leaders and all the Pokemon and the legendaries and everything. And to this day, there's still great memes from the battles in Pokemon. Like the announcer guy. Everyone loved that announcer guy. So
yeah. Would you say that Pokemon Stadium and the second one were the first like 3D Pokemon battle games that came out?
Yeah, definitely. Because at that point, there wasn't anything else. Hold on. I'm looking it up right now. Pokemon Stadium 2 minigames. Gusty Golbat, where you beat your friends up in the air. Remember that one? And how annoying Golbat sound. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. Before you start going on a tirade about all the minigames that were in that game, I do remember playing both Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Stadium 2. And I remember like playing them and them actually giving me... You know, when you played Pokemon, they kind of gave you the idea of what the attacks looked like, but that game like made you realize what those attacks looked like, so that you could imagine them every time you played another Pokemon game about how Pokemon hit each other. Like when you did Hydro Pump, you were like, "Oh man, that's how we Hydro Pumping. We Hydro Pumping like that, not like this."
Okay, so I'll run through quickly. You had Golbat, Gusty Golbat, Topsy Turvy with Hitmontop, the little spinny thing where you knock each other out, which is similar to other Mario Party games.
Got it.
Clear Cut Challenge was the thing with Scyther and Pinsir, with your which is that was the most stressful. Can we all agree?
That was pretty stressful because of the music.
The anticipation waiting for your piece of wood to fall, incredibly stressful. Furret's Frolic, where you're throwing the Pokeballs back at each other from your side. Remember, you're all in the middle, and you like go on your side, and you pooh, pooh, pooh. That's the animation. That's how it sounded, Chris.
That's the sound it made, Chris. Just so you know.
Barrier Ball, the Mr. Mime game, where you go from side to side, and you're playing ping pong, and you're trying to score in other people's goals.
That game was fun.
Pichu's Power Plant. What are we doing here, boys? What a game that was, where you had to match A with the electric or B. You couldn't press the wrong button. Rampage Rollout. Yo, Don fan. Oh my god. Remember Rampage Rollout? That was so good. It's like you were playing NASCAR, but with Don fan.
Oh my god.
Streaming Stampede with the Igglybuffs and the Cleffas, where the Pokemon walk past you and they would say like you'd have to try to keep track and say, okay, how many Pidgeys passed on the screen? You know what I'm talking about? And like you had to like dot 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 dot. Like you had to click. Oh, there were 17 Pokemon that passed or whatever. That one was lit. Tumbling Togepi, the first like temple runner of its kind. Okay, not literally, but Tumbling Togepi, where you had to run on the racetrack and had to avoid all the obstacles. Delibirds Delivery, I talked about, that one was lit. Egg Emergency, the Chansey one, the best game they had. Eager Eevee, which was like the chair, musical chairs thing with Eevee. Remember when you had to wait for the basket to come up and the first person to dash in, but some of the bad things were there when they opened it, so you couldn't just mindlessly dash into it. And then the quiz that quizzed you on like every Pokemon typing, and then there were actually quiz questions that were actually wrong in the game. It was just, I'm out of breath, Joe. That's how great this game is. That's how great this game. You want to hear Golbat again? You want to hear Golbat?
No, I don't. I
do. Thank you.
God, the one person listening was like, "Forget this." Chris was like, Chris re-listening to the episode was like, "I forgot."
That's you losing a heart. That's like. So yeah, anyway, Pokemon Stadium 2.
Wait, one more time.
Oh, God. All right. So how do we know who won?
Well, I don't know. Maybe we like post it online or something. Ask people in the comments who aren't going to answer what their opinion is.
Put it on Twitter.
So let's just quickly, everyone, recap your 4 picks again so we can remember.
Okay, so I had Super Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, GoldenEye 007, and Paper Mario.
And I had 3 Marios and a GoldenEye.
And a GoldenEye, which is basically a Mario.
Yeah. What? I had the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. I had Banjo-Kazooie, and then I had Mario Party, the second one. Mario Party 2.
And I had Smash Bros. 64, Diddy Kong Racing, Conker's Bad Fur Day, and Pokemon Stadium 2. So I think we all know who won. We just don't want to admit in mixed company, trying to be polite.
Yeah, Chris definitely won.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not how you say Joe Brown.
Chris definitely won that one.
Thank you. Use the first pick wisely.
Yeah, you
did. All right, Chris, if you are the pretend winner here, let's say congratulations, and let's see where we can find you out there on the internet. So, it's going to be exciting having you join the Leaf Bracer crew and helping us out with different things and stuff. But where can people find you?
Yeah, the best place to find me is on Instagram. That's where I do most of my social mediaing. My name is Chris Schnabel on there. It's pretty basic. My last name is Schnabel for people that don't know how to spell it, which is most everybody when they hear it. I also have a podcast called Sketching Up. You can find that Sketching Up podcast anywhere that you look for it. And my pride and joy of Offstage, which you've probably heard about because I've been on this podcast before. Offstage Radio is what we're doing right now because the pandemic kind of took away filming. We do an interview show. We've had one episode in the last couple weeks. It's been a busy couple weeks, so we kind of took a break. But we've had people like Darren Nefsey of Star vs. The Force of Evil come on there. Corey Kisper of the Washington Wizards just came on there.
Whoa.
Joe Brown has been on there.
No Joe Perrion, though. Sad about it.
No, not yet.
No, he was not yet. Yeah. Not yet. Still going. We had Ryukar, the Mario Maker streamer. So we've had some cool things that can also relate to this. So you can definitely check that out. That's Offstage Radio, everywhere you find podcasts.
All right, sweet.
And that's it.
Well, thank you, Schnabel, for joining us. Welcome to the crew. Joe, my voice is on fire right now, so take us home.
Thanks for joining us for another great episode of Cup of Joe. Thank you, Chris, for joining us on this particular 64th episode.
Be back for the 69th.
Oh, beat me to it. I've been dying to say that every time Joe Brown's like, this is the 60 blank episode. I'm like, 69. Anyway, thanks for joining us on this episode of Cup of Joe's, and we'll catch you on the next episode. See you then.
Later.